Hi everyone, it's Keith Brink, Director of the Upward Bound Programs at the University of Arkansas. Welcome to our 2024 Summer Academy Orientation. The purpose of the orientation today is to talk about our move-in, our daily schedule, all the things that you're going to need to know about our 2024 Summer Academy. But before we begin, I want to make sure that each of you has received your orientation packet. If you're a new student, you may have received this when you left on May 4th at the end of the day. If you're a returning student, it would have been mailed to you, or if you were a student that's new but weren't at the orientation on May 4th, it should have been mailed to you as well. If for any reason you don't have your orientation packet, be sure to contact your advisor, your Upward Bound advisor, to make sure that we get that to you. Inside your packet, you're going to find some different forms and, of course, our Summer Academy handbook that we'll be going over with you at this orientation. So again, we're going to talk a little bit about your daily schedule, what you can expect for academics, and also just about when you're going to be moving in, what to expect at move-in, some important dates, what to bring to the residence hall, what to leave at home, and then of course what to mail back to us as far as the packets and the information that you need to get back to the office before you actually move in on June 16th. So in your packet you have a move-in card. Looks like this, and it has the move-in times on June 16th. We're asking that all of the rising juniors, which would be current sophomores, arrive between 5 and 5:40 p.m. on that day. If you're going to be a senior, a rising senior this summer, which would be a current junior, we want you to arrive between 5:45 and 6:30 p.m. The reason we've broken up these times is so that not everyone is arriving at the very same time, which will help make move-in a much smoother process. If for any reason you need to move in outside of these times, or maybe have to move in a little bit later, or going to miss first few days of the program, be sure that you've contacted your Upward Bound advisor. For those of you who have last names A through L, that'll be Angel Leach. For last names M through Z, that will be Melinda Heater. On your move-in card as well, there's a lot of information about what to pack, which Lacey will be talking about a little bit later, and things that you need to leave at home. There's also a map on the back of this, as you can see, which kind of shows you where the location of the residence hall is, which again, this summer will actually be in Futrall Hall. So for you that are returners, you're very familiar with Futrall Hall. You stayed in this same residence hall last year. And for new students, the information about how to get there and where we'll be actually doing drop-off and move in is all listed on that particular card. There will also be a lot of signage on that particular day to help guide you into the residence hall. So again, move-in will be on that Sunday, and that'll be at that time that we talked about. But each day during the week, you'll also do a weekly checkout. Because again, remember, Summer Academy is Sunday evenings through Friday afternoons, typically on a typical week. And so again, we have a checkout time for seniors, which is going to be 12:15 to 12:45, and we ask that juniors be picked up between 12:45 and 1:15 p.m. So parents, we just want to make sure that you're picking up your son or daughter or your child at the residence hall. And the other thing to really be aware of is where to park. So we have designated parking lot 37 and parking lot 75 as lots where you can actually park in during that checkout time on the weekly Friday checkouts. Be sure to make sure that you park in these, because we've got special permission to park here, and if you park in a different area or outside of those areas, you could be subject to being ticketed by the University of Arkansas Parking and Transit. So in your packet, you have a weekly check-in and out schedule and important dates. So this kind of lists everything about the summer program, so you kind of have an idea again about check-in, check-out each week. And the other thing about these dates and this information is all of this is also going to be posted on our Upward Bound website under the calendar. So if for any reason that you need to remember, like when is checkout or what's going on that particular week, you can always go to the Upward Bound website at ub.uark.edu, look at the calendar, and this information will also be posted there. So again, on week 1, our move-in for Summer Academy will be Sunday, June 16th. Again, we're asking that juniors move in between 5 and 5:45, seniors between 5:45 and 6:30. You got your move-in card with all those details about move-in and exactly where the residence hall is located. And again, we'll have ample signage that day to help lead you right into the parking lot where you'll be dropping off and checking in. On that very first week, again, that'll be our first regular checkout for that Friday, which is June 21st. Again, review your sort of checkout pickup card instruction card that is in your packet for how that works. We're again asking that seniors be picked up first, juniors be picked up second, so again, not everybody's trying to be picked up at one time. So again, look at the instruction card that is in your in your packet, and this will be sort of the normal checkouts each Friday afternoon, unless it's a particular week where we're not checking out on a Friday, like for example July 3rd and 4th week, and then also the week that we're actually taking the ACT. There could be a little bit of difference also on that. Normal check-in outside of the move-in will be on from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Sundays. If you are a van rider, you'll want to check your van schedule. So if you're one of those students who's in Mountainburg, St. Paul, Huntsville, or Gentry, Decatur, be sure to check the schedule because we'll have pickup times for those. But if you're actually being driven to the residence hall, just make sure you don't arrive before 7:30 p.m. because you won't be able to get into the residence hall before then. But check-in will be between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. each Sunday when we check into the residence hall. So again, week 2 will begin with that Sunday check-in on June 23rd, and then we'll have a regular checkout on June 28th. For week 3, there will be a little bit of a change to our checkout time. Again, that's going to be the July 4th week. So we'll actually be checking out on Wednesday, July 3rd instead of Friday that week. So students will have a little bit of a break from Wednesday, July 3rd until Sunday, July 7th. The Wednesday, July 3rd checkout will be just like a normal Friday. It's just that it's going to occur on the Wednesday, July 3rd. For week 4, the big change there is that we're going to actually have students stay over, specifically all of our rising juniors and any rising seniors that will be taking the ACT test on Saturday, July 13th. You'll actually stay through Friday and check out on Saturday after the exam. So for students taking the ACT, you'll check out from 1 to 1:30 p.m. from the residence hall on that particular day. If you are a rising senior not taking the ACT, you'll actually check out at normal Friday checkout time, which will be Friday, July 12th from 12:15 to 1:15. Now to talk about our weekly schedule, the activities we'll be doing, and our summer handbook, I'm going to have Lacey, our Associate Director, give you that information.
Hey Upward Bound, it's Lacey Gebhardt, the Associate Director of the Programs, and I'm going to chat a little bit about our weekly schedule. So we like to stay pretty busy with Upward Bound. We have a full schedule. We start with breakfast at 7:20 in the morning. This summer we're going to be eating at the 1021 Dining Hall, which is where we eat on Saturday academies. So there will be lots of options, great place to eat right in the middle of campus, close to all of your academic buildings. Then after breakfast, we're going to have our academic classes in the morning. We'll take a break for lunch, again, typically at the 1021 Dining Hall. And then in the afternoons, you will have some classes, either your elective courses or your seminar courses. Then we get into the afternoon where on Mondays we'll have our group meeting where we'll discuss all of the events of the upcoming week, address any questions or issues that anybody has, and make sure we're all on the same page. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will have quiet study time for about 45 minutes from 2:30 to 3:15. And that's just a time to make sure that you're caught up on all of your assignments. There won't be anything else going on in the residence hall. You can just take some time and study, get caught up on all your stuff. After your quiet study time, we'll typically have some personal recreation time, some PRT. Now that's a time in the afternoon where students can choose exactly what they want to do. So maybe you're tired from the day, you want to take a little break, a nap in your room, that's totally fine. Some folks are going to want to hang out in the basement or the other common spaces in Futrall Hall, where there's probably going to be a game of Uno going on, some ping pong, some Monopoly Go. We have several student athletes in Upward Bound that maybe want to go to the Hyper Gym and work out. Perhaps you are a musician and you brought some of your instruments. This would be a fun time to practice your instruments, maybe jam with some fellow students, all sorts of different things. Then we'll have dinner, again, oftentimes in the 1021 Dining Hall, unless we have a special event going on. Then in the evenings, we will have something planned for every evening. So it might be mentor family activities. So all of our residential staff have about 8 to 10 students that are part of their mentor family, and we'll have small group activities throughout the summer where you'll get really close, you'll really get to know each other, and you'll explore some topics together. Again, we have other activities going on. We do something fun and different pretty much every night. So maybe we're going to Fastlane to go bowling and do laser tag. Or maybe it's our International Appreciation Evening where we're trying new foods from different restaurants in the Northwest Arkansas area and getting to have dinner with some international students at the University of Arkansas. We also have a talent show night. We have a movie night. We have lots of different things that we're doing. After those evening activities and personal recreation time, we will have quiet on floor time. So that's a time at 9:30 p.m. to get your teeth brushed, get your showers in, make sure that everything is ready to get into your evening sleep time. So then at 10:30, you'll be in your room, and then lights out will be at 11 p.m. All right. So please take some time in your packet. You'll find your Summer Academy Handbook for 2024. That'll go over a lot of our policies and procedures with Upward Bound, but there are 3 big ones that I really want to touch on today. The first one is that Upward Bound, we're very strict that we do not have any drugs, alcohol, or nicotine. That includes vapes at our program. That's just a really important policy for us. Please don't bring anything like that to the program. Our second really important policy that I want to touch on, so the way the residence hall is set up, the floors will be divided by gender. So we have guys and girls on different floors. So there should never be guys on a girl's floor or girls on a guy's floor. That's just really important for the safety of students. The third really important policy that I want to make sure that I touch on is that Upward Bound, we're very serious about not bullying or harassing each other. So Upward Bound is a very safe and loving and supporting environment, and we take great pride in keeping it that way. So Upward Bound will be a place where you can be your true and genuine self and have the support or maybe even indifference of your peers, but we want to make sure that we are never saying or doing harmful things to the people around us. That's really important for us.
All right, so that was our orientation. Hopefully you got a lot of great information, and we're looking forward to seeing you on June 16th when you move in. We do need a little bit of information back from you. So within your packet, one of the most important forms that we need back is the gold form or yellow form. It's your check-in and out authorization form. So be sure that you have completed that and sent that back into us. I also want to note that if you are a van rider, you want to make sure that you have checked the box that you're able to check yourself out of the residence hall. That way you can immediately get on the van on Fridays and be picked up on Saturdays to check, or Sundays to check yourself back in. We also need the statement of acknowledgement of student commitment form. That just acknowledges that you have read the handbook, you've completed this orientation, and you can sign that. Parents, if you'll sign that as well, that'll also give you credit for stipend for this particular event. And then the other things that we need back, one of those in your packet is the medical authorization form. We only need this back if you are a returning student who has updated any medical or emergency contact information. I want to stress that if you're a new student, you didn't even actually receive this in your form because we just received your most recent medical authorization form during your new student orientation. We also have included our absence request form. So some of you may already know that there may be a day or two that you need to be absent from the program. If you already know of a day that you want to go ahead and put in your absence request now, you can go ahead and do that. But do know that these forms will be available throughout the summer, so that if something else comes up, you'll be able to do that. Even during check-in and move-in, you'll actually be able to get more of these requests in case you need to be absent during that 5-week period that we're actually on campus. And then finally, if you're a student who's going to be driving your own vehicle to and from the Summer Academy, you will need to complete the vehicle authorization form. This gives you approval to actually park your vehicle on campus while you're attending Summer Academy. And the other thing that you'll need to do, and there's an attachment to that talks about getting your parking pass. You'll actually have to contact Parking and Transit to get a parking pass. It's actually done online, and that would be approximately $30 for you to be able to park during the Summer Academy. And parents, I want to emphasize that when your student does drive a vehicle, we will actually take their keys at check-in and give them back to them at checkout unless they have requested an absence and are able to do that, but they will not be able to move or drive their car except for during those times when they're actually coming to campus or leaving campus. So please, if you'll complete all this paperwork, put it in your return envelope that is provided, or if you'd rather, you can actually even scan and email this stuff electronically to us by putting that in electronic form and emailing us at ubound@uark.edu. So if there's any questions, be sure to contact us. Again, contact your advisors, Angel Leach and Melinda Heater, if you have some questions about that. especially if you're wondering about move-in or some specifics about the Summer Academy, or you have some absences that you need to discuss. Be sure to contact your advisor about that. You can also always contact us via email at the UB email at ubound@uark.edu. And also, don't forget about our website, because that's where the online calendar will be. So a lot of these events that we've been discussing will actually be there at ub.uark.edu. Go to the calendar. So thank you again. We look forward to seeing you on June 16th, and look forward to having a great summer.